After the operation, which saw him lose his leg to above the thigh, they mocked him. They said, "We took your leg," and laughed. We've published many features on the Electronic Intifada in the last week, but we wanted to highlight excerpts of Medical Neglect Widespread in Israeli Prisons by 𝐓𝐡𝐞 𝐄𝐥𝐞𝐜, writing from Gaza. 𝐓𝐡𝐞 writes that Palestinian detainees in Israeli prisons face not only intolerably abusive conditions, but also systematic medical neglect, worsening their physical and mental health. She profiles 3 Palestinians from the occupied West Bank and Gaza who described harrowing experiences that reflect a pattern of deliberate denial of basic health care, a situation that has worsened since October 2023. Quote, Adel Sobieh, 21, was detained from a hospital bed on March 20th, 2024. At the time, he was a patient at Al-Shifa Hospital, where he was receiving treatment for a leg wound sustained in the so-called Flower Massacre in February 2024. But on March 18th, 2024, Israeli troops surrounded the hospital and began systematically rounding up patients and staff. Soldiers forced everyone, including patients, into the hospital yard, Adel told the Electronic Intifada. They made us strip and walk toward them. I was slow because of my injury, but they didn't care. They beat my injured leg until it started bleeding. The abuse didn't stop there. I was loaded onto a military truck where soldiers, he said, extinguished cigarettes on my body. By the time Adel reached the 𝐓𝐡𝐞 𝐄𝐥𝐿 detention camp, he had lost consciousness from the torture. At the 𝐓𝐡𝐞 𝐄𝐥𝐿 clinic, a doctor slapped me and muttered something in Hebrew. Adel's wounds was treated, and he was told he would be taken to hospital. When I woke up at the hospital, a doctor told me they were going to amputate my leg. I signed a form under pressure that I agreed to the surgery and waived the right to a blood transfusion. After the operation, which saw him lose his leg to above the thigh, they mocked him. They said, "We took your leg," and laughed. That same day, they transferred me back to 𝐓𝐡𝐞 𝐄𝐥𝐿. Adel spent 2.5 months in detention, during which he endured repeated beatings and remained cold throughout, as he was often kept naked except for a diaper. Quote, I lived 44 days in hell. Those are excerpts from Medical Neglect Widespread in Israeli Prisons by 𝐓𝐡𝐞 𝐄𝐥𝐞𝐜, writing from Gaza on electronicintifada.net.